Welcome into another video where we're going through and testing all the weapons inside of Modern Warfare 3 to see how viable these weapons are to be using inside of our Zombies game mode. This is going to include the aftermarket parts, the aftermarket conversion kits, as well as the MW2 weapons. So if you're new around here and you like everything Call of Duty Zombies, make sure you are subscribed with those bell notifications turned on, as we are pushing so close to my next subscriber goal of 4K, which unlocks my third Black Ops 6 giveaway, and I could not be more excited to be able to give back as the channel grows. As well, down below in the description you will find the link for my streams. I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I stream a ton of custom zombies and other zombie related games and generally have a ton of fun over there, and would love to see you all come and hang out. Now in today's video, we have the big update that happened on Wednesday, which brought us a brand new event, so the WWE event, as well as it updates our weekly challenges. And I truly love it when they update weekly challenges to give us new parts. So the new aftermarket conversion kit that is available for our weekly week 2 challenges is the Jack Cataclysm aftermarket conversion kit for the LMG the RPK. And we went ahead and unlocked the conversion kit, so today's video we're going to have a look at that. But also here's the WWE event, and it's got 7 challenges to complete in order to unlock your operator, and they don't look too challenging. Maybe the toughest one out of them I see there would getting the double kills with 1 bullet. Other than that, they're pretty straightforward, so you can go ahead and unlock them. And this is the operator that you get. It is for the character Scorch, so I think it looks pretty cool. Definitely going to be fun to be running around as a WWE character for sure. So in today's video, we're going to have a look at the RPK with the Jack Cataclysm aftermarket conversion kit through all 3 tiers, taking on bounty contracts all the way through, so that hopefully by the end of today's video, you have a really good feel for how the RPK with the aftermarket conversion kit performs inside of our Zombies games, and whether or not this weapon is going to be a viable option for you to be using inside of your Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. So without further ado, let's get to the RPK aftermarket conversion kit review video today. Welcome into another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now today is one I was super excited to get to testing, as we have the RPK, and for week 2 of season 5, the aftermarket conversion kit for it allows us to shoot 50 cal rounds, although the fire rate is extremely slow. So I was really eager to get into a match and test this out and see how it performs, but I did not have the best luck, as you can see. So this was my first match trying to get in and see how this weapon performs inside of a Zombies game, and I was just having the worst luck. As you guys can see, I don't know what happened, but the entire game completely froze on me. I was able to move around. I was not able to shoot. Yeah, so that wasn't very good. I had equipped all of my perks and stuff, so definitely not happy about that, as I'd lost all that stuff. So I'm not sure if this is something we are all feeling, or if this was just an issue I was having on this particular day. But we lost connection to host, server timed out. So that was the first attempt at showing you how this RPK performs inside of our Zombies game with the aftermarket conversion kit. Definitely not having the best of luck at all. So when we spawn in and do our weapon testing videos here on the channel, I like to spawn in and put all of my perks on with no additions to the weapon, so no pack-a-punch, no tool, and no ammo mod, and go ahead and grab our first bounty contract of the day. And we have the camo on there that I definitely wanted to keep. I think that one looks really cool. I do wish that one was animated though, as it was one of our events camos. So we're going to be looking to keep that on for the run today. So we spawned in, and it was time to go off and find ourselves our first bounty contract of the day and see how this aftermarket conversion kit performs inside of our Zombies games. I was really intrigued to have an LMG shooting 50 cal rounds. That definitely intrigued me, and I was very interested to see how this was going to perform. I know I'm a little bit late to the party for posting this one, but it was definitely an interesting run I had with this, so I wanted to show you guys and share my thoughts and how I feel this weapon performs for us. But I mean, just looking at the damage output this does at white rarity, I was astonished. This thing hits like a tank, and an absolute tank. I could not believe just how strong this was against our first bounty contract. Like, just absolutely destroyed that bounty. And we're just at white rarity with nothing on the weapon whatsoever aside from the aftermarket conversion kit for week 2. So at this point, I was like, okay, let's go off to Pack-a-Punch. Plus, it's going to increase the ammo we have up to 30, which was nice to see. So we visited Pack-a-Punch. If you guys are new to MW3 as a Game Pass player, or you just kind of jumped into the game, you want to keep your camo, just melee the Pack-a-Punch machine before you use the machine, or apply a PAP crystal, and you'll keep your camo on for the rest of your run. So now that we'd increased the damage output on the LMG, it was time to grab our second bounty contract of the day, and I was really interested to see how this was going to perform based on how the first bounty contract went, and just, oh my goodness. Like I said, this hits like a freaking tank. Unbelievable. Literally zero stress whatsoever taking on our first 2 bounty contracts of the day inside of Tier 1, being white rarity on both of them and Pack-a-Punch on the second one. So seeing that, I was like, okay, I'm kind of intrigued to see what this weapon can do. I was wondering how it was going to perform in the higher threat levels, just knowing it has insane damage. So I was kind of intrigued to see. So let's throw on Legendary, let's throw on my Shatter Blast, and let's go off and grab another bounty contract inside of Tier 1, our final one of the day in Tier 1, and see how does this conversion kit perform. When we're at, you know, pretty close to max damage, I feel that what you would need inside of Tier 1, and it was like 2 shots, and our bounty was dead. Unbelievable damage output on this aftermarket conversion kit for this LMG. I was thoroughly impressed at this point, and just couldn't believe the strength and the damage output this weapon is providing with this kit. Like, just truly astonishing. 2 shots on our final bounty inside of Tier 1, a Pack 1 Legendary. So I made a beeline for Tier 2 as my curiosity was getting to me, and I wanted to see what this weapon would do on a Tier 2 bounty, but I didn't want to increase the damage output at all. I just wanted to keep it where it was on our final bounty inside of Tier 1 and see how it performs on a Tier 2 bounty. We got a Mangler. I mean, you can see the damage we're dishing out on the shots, and we're just Pack 1 inside of Tier 2. I did not have an issue at all with that bounty. We barrel stuffed him to finish him off, which was amazing to see. And then it was time to go off and visit Pack-a-Punch inside of Tier 2 and increase the damage output on this LMG aftermarket conversion kit one more time and see what we can do with another bounty inside of Tier 2, being Pack 2 Legendary with an ammo mod on this aftermarket conversion kit. I was really eager to get over and grab this bounty contract and see what this aftermarket conversion kit can do. We got a Disciple, which I don't like. They move around, they heal, they can be very annoying to deal with, but the damage output on this thing is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Just absolutely destroyed that Disciple inside of Tier 2. That was crazy. So at this point, I wanted to get into Tier 3 kind of as quick as possible. Make sure I did a pit stop here at the Wonder Fizz machine to grab the last of my perks before I wandered in and see how this LMG with the Week 2 aftermarket conversion kit will perform inside of Tier 3, seeing just how much damage output this weapon has. Now, I will say, when I got into here, I was concerned, as this conversion kit does make the LMG fire incredibly slow. So I was really concerned to see how it was going to perform inside of Tier 3 when everything is just ranked up as far as speed and, you know, damage output needed, and there's just a lot of stuff coming at you with an insane speed. So I wanted to see how this weapon would perform inside of Tier 3, being, you know, a slow firing but heavy damage output weapon. I was curious, because am I going to be able to take out a bunch of zombies in one shot with this? Definitely. But is that going to be a viable option for us to be using inside of Tier 3? I mean, we're doing crowd control right here. I wanted to show you at Pack 2 Legendary inside of Tier 3, and it definitely handles the zombies. It's able to dish out the damage, but again, it's that fire rate that I noticed where the horde in front of you is able to creep up on you because your movement speed is slow. It's an LMG. Second of all, your fire rate is incredibly slow with this, so you are dishing out an absolute ton of damage, and you're hitting like a tank when you shoot this, but that fire rate is definitely a bit of a hindrance. I noticed when inside of Tier 3 when I was using this, like, you can see the damage output is remarkable. It's not an issue dishing out the damage to the horde or the zombies in front of you. The issue becomes when you're unable to, you know, continue fire, or you've got to reload. As you can see right there, it takes a hot minute to get the reload in. So it's definitely interesting weapon to use. I feel like it's a viable option with the damage that it's able to dish out. I feel that it's definitely going to not be an option for some players, as the movement speed and just the fire rate is so incredibly slow that it can be a real challenge to use a weapon like this inside of Tier 3 when you've got a bunch of stuff coming at you at a high rate of speed. The zombies move really quickly, so it can be a real challenge to use a weapon like this inside of Tier 3. But as you can see at max damage output, so PAP 3 Legendary with an ammo mod, it handles the zombies no problem. Like I've been saying this whole run, the damage output on this is absolutely ridiculous. So seeing how it performed at, you know, PAP 3 Legendary against the crowd control, I wanted to throw on my Legendary tool, or sorry, not Legendary, the Mags of Holding, so that we no longer have to deal with a super slow reload. We still have the slow fire of rate, and I wanted to take on Zhorde, our Guardian of the Arches, and see how this performs dealing with a Mega Abomination and everything that comes with taking on a Mega Abomination in the area inside of Tier 3, as I wanted to see how it handled things with the slow rate of fire, but the incredible high damage rate. As you can see, Zhorde fires up his laser attack right there, and we're like one shot, we've already taken off one head. So the damage output on this is remarkable, definitely remarkable. I mean, it almost one-shots just about everything in front of you, which is amazing. If you're hitting critical shots, this definitely will, you know, drop just about everything in front of you in a hurry. But it's that fire rate, as you can see, and the movement speed. You're constantly having to, myself, I found using this, adjust my position to keep the horde at bay, kind of behind me, so that I could constantly be, you know, issuing damage out in front of me. Just because this weapon doesn't allow me, with the fire rate being as slow as it is, it was just a real struggle to deal with the congestion in Tier 3. It's not a struggle with this to dish out the damage to your bounty contracts or the zombies. For me, it was the movement speed and the fire rate of this conversion kit that was a problem. So overall, I have mixed feelings on this Week 2 aftermarket conversion kit for the RPK LMG, but I definitely feel it can be a viable option for damage. Like, it definitely dishes out a ton of damage. As you see with this, I wanted to show you the whole fight with Zhorde here to show you how it performs inside of Tier 3. We had a Disciple join in the air. I wanted to focus fire and get rid of the Disciple. You can see how quick we were able to do that. So, I mean, it's definitely awesome for things like that. But as far as in tight situations, in close, when you need to move and shoot and you know, have that type of movement speed with the damage dishing out, this weapon is going to hinder you with the movement speed, and it's going to hinder you with the fire rate. I think I've said that enough, so we can move on. But I definitely love the damage output. Like, it was awesome to be able to see 50 cal rounds just dropping everything in front of the barrel without much of a struggle. That is definitely wicked to see. I was really intrigued with the aftermarket conversion kits we have coming for Season 5. There's definitely some cool ones coming and some intriguing ones to see how they perform. So I'm looking forward to bring you guys the rest of the 8 weeks of aftermarket conversion kits and aftermarket parts that we get through Season 5. So that's going to be really exciting to see. We have the Disciple beefed up armored zombies in the area with the extra health. There was the George's crawlies, which he's spewing out at an alarming rate. I put my energy mine down there to try and control some of the stuff. Zhorde fired up his laser attack, and you can see it was like, what, 4 bullets? And we had taken out his second head, which is truly awesome. 1 shot to the Disciple, and it was like 5, and the Disciple's gone, so that was awesome. I got a lucky nuke, which was able to help me clear out the final bit of riffraff, and you can see Zhorde right here fired up his final laser attack at me, and I just waited for him to dish out the critical hit damage with his gun, and holy smokes. That was a really easy fight to deal with Zhorde. Like, I was really impressed. It definitely wasn't much of a struggle at all. And then we had another standard HVT Mega Abomination in the area, and I got lucky. There was not much in the way of crowd control, so I figured this is a perfect opportunity to show you all just the damage that you can do to a standard HVT Mega Abomination inside of Tier 3 without that Mega Abomination even firing up their laser attack. This was impressive. I was impressed to see the damage on this like Mega without any laser attacks at all. I'm just hitting critical shots when he opens up his mouth and just dishing straight damage to him as he's standing there. And this fight, like, this was not even a fight. This was like an execution. This was awesome to see. I felt super confident being able to dish out the damage to this Mega Abomination inside of Tier 3 with this. So like you can see, we finished him off there. There was no struggle whatsoever to be able to finish off that Mega Abomination inside of Tier 3. So I was feeling, I didn't unfortunately grab a bounty inside of Tier 3 while I was in there. Every time I went to grab one, they got taken. So I showed you guys as many Mega Abominations as I could during that run. But overall, I feel like this would be an interesting weapon for us to give a shot to. The damage output is truly remarkable. The fire rate is a little bit slow, but give it a shot. Let me know what you guys think. Let's work together down below to make any changes to the weapon build that I used for today's run, to maybe adjust for maybe ADS speed, movement speed, or what have you. But let's work together in the comment section and make those changes happen there. You will see on screen here the build that I used for today's run for the RPK with the Jack Cataclysm aftermarket 50 cal conversion kit. You can see the damage, the headshot damage, the just the damage overall is incredible, increased the damage. So this is the build that I used for today's run. So like I said, if you want to make any changes to the build, work together down below in the comment section to make that happen. So thank you all for tuning in today, and we'll show you guys the camo that I used on this run, which is under your events tab, and the camo is right there. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next one.